Hey, welcome to the second episode of Learn in Lebanon, where I, City of Lebanon's communication intern Anna Hale, am working to recognize and shed light on the amazing achievements of Lebanon High School student interns, all thanks to the work-based learning program. I'm joined today by LHS Senior Intern Jayce Klingler today. Thank you for coming, Jayce.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So, last person we talked to was Sam, and you have kind of a different experience than we did because you don't go through the work-based learning program because you're with
Miss Hines.
Miss Hines, which is like the health care classes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how did you know that like this was an option for you? Because for us, I like saw people go through it and I knew that that was what I wanted to do.
I think it was like sophomore year. I did Principles of Biomedical Science with Mr. Millar. And then like the next class up was, what was it? Principles of Healthcare. And then it was Anatomy and Physiology. So the last two were Hines.
Yeah.
So like I got to know Hines throughout that, and then she knew that I wanted to go into the medical field. So she was like, let me do your internship instead of whoever else does it.
Which, yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
smart. And I don't think many people in the community like are aware of how like Lebanon High School has some good medical classes, and Hines does a really good job with that. You highlighted some that you took, but like what are some of your favorites that you've been able to take?
It was Principles of Biomedical Science, the first one.
Yeah.
Because it was like, we did like blood splatter labs and...
That's really cool.
Crime scene investigations.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I think having those medical-based internships with Hines is almost better for students because I think she's more familiar with the field and like the students she's sending out. Like she knows what you want to do. Do you think you would like agree with that?
Yeah, because like I know Hines more than I know like probably most teachers in the school.
Yeah.
And like me knowing her like that, like almost personally, is like makes it way easier for her to put me in an internship.
Yeah. And know that that's where you're going to be most comfortable. So, where do you spend your gold mornings? Where are you at?
Ashcraft and Wong.
Awesome. That's really cool. I remember when I had braces in middle school, I wanted to be the ladies who like...
The assistants.
Yeah, the people who did the bands, because I was like, that sounds like playing
I'm
a cool...
that lady.
You do that?
Yeah.
They let you touch people's mouths?
Yeah.
Okay. I would not let you touch my mouth.
Most people that I say that, but like, you know, those kids don't know me.
Those kids don't. Those kids...
I'm dressed up. I might work there, you know?
Yeah, as far as they know. You look old enough, like...
The mullet kind of gives me away, I think.
Oh, but it's okay.
Yeah.
Are you like the only guy there? Besides like Dr. Ashcraft?
Yeah, Dr. Ashcraft is the only other guy. It used to be like Frazier, but he
now
was kind of gone before I started, so it's just me and Ashcraft.
No, but I remember putting on the bands like actually sounded like the most entertaining thing in the world. It was so fun. It reminds me of like playing a game. Well, what is the long-term goal with, I'm going to say with teeth, for lack of a better word? Like, what is your
long-term goal with teeth?
Like, yeah, if you have one. Are you feeling being an orthodontist or like dental hygienist?
Well,
where are you at?
Orthodontist is after dentistry. So like you have to go dentistry and then orthodontistry. So I'm going to go to dentistry for a while. And then like if I get bored with it, you know, it sounds like bad. Like I'm going to just move to orthodontistry, but like
yeah, no,
they make good money. So like I probably could get bored, you know, and like they make more money on orthodontistry.
Yeah, and orthodontistry is like kind of cool because it's like getting the like you're deciding what to put on to like fix the teeth, where dentist is like making sure your teeth are okay.
Yeah,
that's my understanding of dentist and orthodontist. Well, that's cool. Kind of going all the way up.
Yep.
Because going straight to the top. Yeah. What about dentistry is appealing to you rather than like being a doctor or a nurse? Like, what about the mouth is so entertaining?
So like most people are like, ew, gross, teeth.
Yeah.
I'm not like, oh yeah, teeth, but like I'm just like okay with teeth. And so they're like, ew, gross, blood, and I'm like, I'm just okay with blood. So like, And then when I was little, I went to the dentist like early, I guess. Like so some kids are scared of the dentist when they first go.
Yeah. So
my parents took me in and like we would just like sit in the chair and then they would just like mess around and be like, yep, looks good. They'd do some scans, so I wasn't scared of it.
Well, that's cool.
So like I was just like, I've always been there.
Yeah.
And I always just like liked it.
I think that's really cool. I think a lot of people are afraid of the dentist. My brother was definitely afraid of the dentist, but that's also because he has some flossing issues. I think it's a good goal, like, you know how comfortable you feel, like, wanting to, like, make other kids and people not be afraid of the dentist, because that's kind of a silly fear. People don't need, let's have people stop being afraid of the dentist. We have a long time till we get to the point where we're a dentist, so maybe we'll come back to the present. What do you like about being able to learn outside of the building?
like there's a lot more freedom.
Mm-hmm.
Like on my way to my internship, if it's in Zionsville, I'll stop at Starbucks and like during like the winter, I got a what was it? Gingerbread like chai tea latte, and it was so good. And it was like I felt like a little adult, like on my way to my job in my scrubs with my coffee, driving on the interstate.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, also at school you can't really watch anyone get their braces tightened or anything, or tighten their braces,
or some lady get her tooth grinded off. Basically.
Ew! Wait, what?
So like they had to put on these anchors in the back.
Okay.
Because she had to like anchor down the front wire.
Okay.
So they had to. Her teeth were like too close together, so they had to grind it down a little bit to be able to put the brace in between. That happened to me too, but.
Oh, they had to grind your teeth when you were a kid?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh. Your face of disgust.
That's good that it's a podcast so people can't see my face. What all have you gotten to do? So, like, do you get to do, like, just you get to go change the bands, like, all the time?
Change bands. Like, they need, like, to flip the chairs, which is, like, not actually flip the chair, but, like, after someone sits in it, it's dirty. You take off, like, the sleeve, you wipe it down, you put the new tools out for the next one.
Yeah, do you have to clean the other tools?
Yeah, you clean the tools in, like, the autoclave and, like, the water and whatnot.
That is cool. Do you, like, shadow someone, or do they just say, like, Jayce, will you take that chair? And
I just, like, walk. I just, like, there's, like, a circle in Zionsville, and I just, like, walk around it and, like, watch different things. And, like, someone's like, can you flip my chair? And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes they're like, Jayce, just sit down and do this.
Yep.
That's cool.
I'll, like, walk over, and, like, one of them's name is Abby, and she'll be like, do you want to do this? And I'm like, sure.
Yeah, that's cool.
And then I just take off the bands.
That is fun. Is that fun?
Yeah, it's fun.
How do you do it? Like, is there, like, there's a hole.
What do you mean hole?
Is there a hole in the bracket, and you put it, and you can
rip it's
it
an
off?
Explorer tool, I think it was called. And then, like, you go in, and you start on the bracket, and then you go down, like, away from their gums.
Yeah.
And then it gets the band off, and then you just keep doing that all the way around.
That is fun.
Yeah, it is fun.
I would love to do that.
And they have, like, these models that you practice on, and, like, you can just go for it.
All day. You're just doing it all day. Well, you talked about those freedoms. I know that I reap the benefits of the freedoms we get with these internships. And I really like being able to work with adults in that, like, separate environment, not being at school. I think it really helps me, at least, with my confidence. And, like, I can sit here and do podcasts all day. Like, I know that I can do this. And being able to be in an environment that's not school, where I'm not, like, I don't feel like I'm being, like, my hand's not being held as I walk through everything. I get to take the camera, go. Like, it really helps me, like, feel more confident. Like, I could do this.
We're barely at school right now. Like, it's 2 hours, but, like, we're filming a podcast.
Yeah, we're filming a podcast when everyone else is
on a Friday morning.
Learning algebra.
Algebra,
Yeah, and we're here. And
taking
I think it just really helps me feel more confident. Like, having, like, I have a podcast now I can take to college with me and be like, look, I know that I can do this. And you can say, hey, I know that I can change bands. I did it a bunch of times in high school. I think it really gives us an edge up on everyone else. So for you, is having that extra freedom. Like, you get to be adult and get your gingerbread chai tea latte in the morning. And working in a different environment has helped you realize, like, this is something I could do and I can enjoy doing it.
Yeah, definitely. Because, like, before it was just like, oh, yeah, that sounds fun. I could do that. Like, now that I'm, like, in there, like, in the thick of it, you know, like, taking people's bands out, like, flipping chairs. I obviously don't get to do all of it, but, like, it shows me, like, yeah, this is something I would like to do.
Yeah, and you don't hate doing that. You don't hate flipping the chairs. Like, it's still entertaining. You still find yourself being fulfilled in those 2 hours you're gone. I think that's a great answer. So, do you believe that taking an internship is just, like, a no-brainer? For me, when I was like, oh, it's time for my senior year, the one thing I knew is that I wanted 2 hours out of school. Yeah. I knew I wanted that. Was it a no-brainer for you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I didn't care, like, obviously I want to go orthodontist, but, like, I didn't really care where I went. It was just, like, the freedom.
Which is, why it was nice to have Heinz, because Heinz was like, oh, I have a perfect place for you.
And no one else in my class wanted to be in, like, dentistry or orthodontistry, so it was, like, it was set up.
Yeah.
I just got
I feel the same way. No, I feel the same way because, like, people are independent in yearbook, but nobody really, like, says, like, oh, I want to go do journalism. So it kind of makes me feel better with, like, I don't see any competition. Yeah. I don't see any competition for you wanting to be a dentist.
There was no one else.
Yeah, we're kind of good. What would you say to an upcoming senior who's on the fence about doing it? Like, they don't want to, like, they don't want their class rank to drop or their GPA to drop. They're worried about traveling to places, driving everywhere, and having extra work. Like, what would you say to them? Like,
if you're, like, really worried about your, like, class rank, like, you're, like, number 2, I feel like you should just do an internship.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, you're getting outside experience that you're not going to get anywhere else.
Like, yes, you can take your AP class, or you could go.
You can go learn in the field you want to work in for the rest of your life.
Or you could just not be at school.
Yeah.
To me. But yeah, I think about people who are worried. I mean, my GPA, I guess, hurt a little bit. It doesn't drop.
Yeah.
It's a class you have to apply for. So I feel like maybe there might be some sort of like
internship
cushion for that. Yeah, because you have to apply to be in it. So I feel like there has to be some sort of like it helps like because
it looks good. Like you can put it on. Like,
yeah.
And like if you want to if I wanted to be a dental assistant for a little while like in college, I could because I'd have a little more school to do, but
I could maybe understand if you're valedictorian, but especially if you're like, oh, I'm 20th in my class and I want to stay 20th.
I want to be top 20 for the picture that they're going to put in the cafeteria.
Imagine you don't end up in top 20. You're 21, and then you're 21 in your class, and you don't have out-of-school internship experience on your resume.
You can't go to any college.
They won't accept
you. They won't take you.
I also think when it comes to like people worried about extra work, we're both pretty busy. You've had a lot on your plate. We both are. In student council, which takes up so much time.
I'm in class council too.
Oh yeah. Mr. Vice, you're actually talking to the president and vice president of the senior class at this moment. Don't be worried.
Yeah.
I haven't found any extra work that I haven't enjoyed. I find myself doing things for my internship and trying to plan things for my internship more than any other class because I genuinely enjoy what I'm doing in there, and I feel like it makes a bigger impact than what I do at school every day.
Yeah.
Like I could figure out who I'm going to talk to next on my podcast, or I could do my math homework. And I'm just going to text all my friends and see if they want me to come and put my camera in their face rather, cuz that's so much more fun.
Yeah.
I don't think you'll get that much extra work, especially if you do something medically.
Yeah.
You can't do anything.
I can't take home someone to take off their band.
I mean, you could take the dentures home or whatever and practice.
But I wanted to do that.
You would want to do that, and you'd have to ask, So I think, and the travel time is the freedom of it. Like it's
so nice. My 15-minute drive in the morning.
Yeah, and when it's not a 15-minute drive, you literally are 2 seconds away.
Yeah, it's next to the park.
Yeah, like you could walk, but if you wanted to.
Yeah.
I feel like when me and Sam were talking, we're like, it's easier to get to the square and where we are than school. Like there's no traffic. You can go one straight path to get there.
You don't have to worry about getting hit by anyone's car.
Yeah, and also there's no tardy bell. Like
you can be 10 minutes late.
Yeah, and if you just communicate loudly.
Yeah, just let them know you're going to be 10 minutes late. Like, if there's traffic on the interstate, I can just let them know. Like, I'm just going to be a little late.
And it's so nice. People are really like, oh, I don't want to drive half an hour. Some people, that hour drive they take every morning is their favorite thing.
Yeah. It's the best. It's the highlight of their day.
Yeah.
Which is, like...
concerning for them,
it's a little concerning, but...
We're happy for them.
Yeah.
I agree that it's a completely invaluable experience. I would also recommend it and push it to any upcoming senior.
Yeah.
If you can do it, whether it's healthcare or work-based learning, you just learn so much.
Get out there, even if you're not interested in the field, just to get some experience. Maybe you don't know what you want to do, so you're like, I don't want to do an internship, but I don't know what I want to do with my life. Just try something.
Yeah, that's exactly why you take it, to figure out like, oh, well, I know that I like animals, so I'm going to go to a vet clinic.
Try something, yeah.
But then you learn, oh, well, I don't like the office setting.
At least you eliminated that. You're not spending $1,000 in college figuring out you don't like it. Instead, you're just missing a few Wednesday mornings.
You're not going to, film lit or whatever class you wanted to take in that place. Yeah, I remember we talked to somebody, and she was like, I don't know exactly what I want to do, but I know that I want to be in an office because I've been here and been able to see how an office is run, and I love the structure of it. So that's always good. And also, if you hate it, just talk and they'll switch you, and you can find somewhere else.
Switch it. Yeah, it's not
you
hard.
can. There's like an application you can switch it. It's super easy. If you're like, this is just not my interest, then they will try their best to find something that is your interest.
John Hawks, he last year he was in my position. He was the assistant, and he was the intern, and now he works there whenever he's in town.
Yeah.
So it's like he literally got a job from his internship.
Yeah, which is, the point of it. I remember when I talked to Miss Dennis, she was like, the point is to build connections and have people you can fall back on to hype you up, or I need some more practice. Okay, come here and practice. So that's also why it's important to behave at your internship because you want to have
something to fall back on.
Yeah, that is the point of it. I think, and some people they're like, I work here. I'm gonna work here after high school. Let me just work here instead of being at school. And they're like, yep, do it.
Yeah.
And the people who build the trades house, imagine putting on your resume that
you built a house.
2 blocks a day for a semester you build a house. That's crazy.
You have real world experience.
Yeah, and I think you just learn so much, not just about your possible career if you want to do it, if you don't want to do it, but you learn a lot about responsibility and about yourself. Like, I feel like I've learned a lot about myself in this time.
Yeah.
A lot about, what I need to do to be successful. Like, do I need to go...
What you need to do, like, after high school.
Yeah.
If you want to be where your goal is, I guess.
Yeah, and even, like, I've learned more about, like, how to be productive, and I know how to get my homework done more because I got stuff I have to do here in the time that I'm here, or I can't do it.
Yeah.
So I think it's definitely helped me with that, too. I, personally, find myself inspired here at the office every single day. Mr. LePage surprises me with all the stuff that he does. The engineers upstairs and the other interns I've got to talk to always inspire me. Has anything at Ashcraft and Wong inspired you? Or, like, do you appreciate anybody more? Because I know, like, with Sam, he's like, I appreciate government workers so much more. And, like, they don't get paid enough for the stuff that they put up with.
I think the orthodontist assistants, they're doing, like, most of, like, I don't want to say hard work.
Like the dirty work.
Yeah,
They're
like the dirty
doing
work.
The elbow grease.
Then Dr. Fraser walks in, and he's like, looks good. And, like, they can do everything he can do, but, like, they're getting paid, like, a way less.
Yeah. I agree. And also, like, they're the ones who tell you, like, they're the ones who get yelled at. You're not going to go yell at the orthodontist when the bracket falls off. They're going to go yell at the girl who has to put it back on. Mm-hmm. I totally agree with that. And also, they're the ones who have to tell you, like, you have to floss. Like, that's so sad. Like, I, like, would always be embarrassed. Like, if they told me I have to brush more, I'm actually going to cry.
Yeah.
And I would
cry. Have you ever been told to brush more?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, by my gums. They're like, you need to brush by your gums. And I'm like, I'm actually going to cry because I actually am trying. Like, I feel like that confrontation is something I could never do. I could never just tell a kid.
And they have to do it, like 30 times a day.
Do you see that on your teeth? You're going to have
mirror, you're
going to have white boxes all over your
no
teeth.
Teeth. Actually, there's
like right now, the bracket is burning a hole through your tooth as we speak.
Good luck.
And you're just going to have to deal with it. But I would just hate the confrontation of that. Okay.
They're tough.
Here's the last thing. You've done a great job.
Thank you.
Forget internships and forget everything that we've talked about.
Okay.
Just forget it all.
Okay.
Let's give the listeners something to leave with.
Okay.
What's one piece of advice you would give to anyone listening right now?
Have fun, but don't have too much fun.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you want to elaborate on that, or?
This is just seniors. That's what it is.
Okay, to seniors, have fun.
It's your senior year,
Yeah.
This is your last time you're going to be, for some of us, in, like, your hometown,
Last time you're going to see these people, so,
have
fun. Have fun,
mm-hmm.
but not too much fun.
Like 75
like,
and 70,
drive the speed limit.
Yeah.
Or go with the flow of traffic.
Follow the flow of traffic.
Follow the flow of traffic. Yeah. That is the advice that we have.
If you get to Indianapolis driving the speed limit, you will get hit.
Yeah.
They do not care.
So, that is Jayce's words of wisdom. Yes. Go with the flow of traffic. Have fun and not too much fun. So make sure you take that advice with you for the rest of your day.
Get a tattoo of it.
Okay. If you get a tattoo of it, that would be great. Thank you all for listening, and thank you so much, Jayce, for coming and talking with me today.
Thank you again for having me.